Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good midnight, irrespective of whenever you listen to the recording. Welcome to Academic Showdown POLI 211 Introduction to Development Studies. I know we've been waiting for these recordings in preparations for our final exams. I mean, level 200 first semester, end of semester exams, and by God's grace, I've been able to put certain things down. I was also occupied with other courses and doing other stuff, but service to the people is always necessary, and I have to also try my best to attend to your needs as well. So yeah, we already know my name is Bafo Joseph Japan. But as you see on your screen, it's always Nana Bafo Ewa. When you call me Nana Bafo Ewa, I respond. If you call me Ewa, if you call me Bafo Nana, any name that is reasonable and sensible and nice enough to meet a gentleman like me, I will respond. Let's dive straight into the lectures. Let me share my screen now. Yeah, let me share my screen now so that we all enjoy ourselves. So the topic for this particular session is going to be women in development, inclusion of which I see here. So the first subtopic, rights of women. When we talk about rights of women, what are certain things that women enjoy? What are certain things that as a woman you have to have? No one has to take that from you. So the first point is the right to work as a human being. If you're a woman, you have the right to establish your own business. You have the right to work. Point to the right to the same employment opportunities. So you have the right to be employed. If a guy could be employed as a manager, a woman also has the right to be employed as a manager if you have the credibilities and skills to meet that portfolio. There shouldn't be anything that is going to say that, nah, this particular portfolio, the management portfolio is given to a guy, you are a woman, so we wouldn't give it to you, even though you have the credibility. No, you have the right to be employed if a man can also be employed. The right to free choice of profession and employment. You have the right to choose the profession that you want, the job career that you want. You shouldn't be forced that you should be a housewife. If you are into business, if you are into eyelashes, if you are into clothes, if you are into shoes and everything that right now our ladies are doing. And whenever I see that, I become very happy. They are all trying to do certain things to earn something and live independently. They don't want to rely on people too much. And that really also help with the men over here. If you girls are working and you are getting the money, we also have something in our pocket. We don't spend a lot. Keep it up. I congratulate all of you. But yes, you have the right to really choose a job. You shouldn't be forced to choose anything. So these are some of the rights. The right to equal remuneration. You have the right to be paid equally with respect to the kind of job you are doing. If a guy is being paid $2,000 or 2,000 Ghana cedis for 2 hours, and the woman, you are also working for that same 2 hours, same job, you have to be paid the $2,000 or 2,000 Ghana cedis for that particular job. There shouldn't be a case that we say you are a woman, so we are giving you 500 and a guy will take 2,000. No, these are some of the rights, the right to protection of health and safety. Yes, these are some of the rights that as a woman you enjoyed and could never be taken from you. Women in the world. Let's talk about some facts about women in the world. Women, women form almost half of the population of our country. I don't know the country that this slide is talking about, but let's say in Ghana, yes, it's true. Women are a lot over here. If you do some calculation, you can know that yes, as a guy, you can marry about 7 women. Yeah, so yes, women are almost half of the population of our country. Women work to third of the. These things are not really necessary over here, so we have to skip them with respect to what we are treating over here. Status of women in Ghana. The systemic disadvantages of women. What are some of the disadvantages of women? If you are in a country, if you are in a community, and the community we are referring to, or the country we are referring to is Ghana, some of the systemic disadvantages that women encounter. And the first one is social, the social disadvantage. Or is it the social disadvantage? What does it mean? The social disadvantage means limit access to education. You have limited access to education because you are a woman. You are not being sent to school. You are being sent to the farm. You are always at the kitchen, always beside the fire, cooking and preparing food. As a woman, you have to have the right to education. You have to be educated. But these are some of the disadvantages that most of our women face. At the northern part of Ghana, we can also see statistics shows us that most of the women are not being sent to school. They are married even before age 18. As soon as we give birth to you, or you get to your puberty stage, a man will bring a car or whatever and come and ask for a hand in marriage. They are not being sent to school, and that increases the level of illiteracy that we have in our country. Unequal payment could also be another factor to the social disadvantage. As I said, if a guy is being paid $2,000 for 2 hours, a woman should also be paid $2,000 for 2 hours. There shouldn't be a situation where we say you are a woman, so we wouldn't allow you to we wouldn't give you that $2,000 because you're a woman. And another disadvantage is underrepresentation in leadership position. That could also be a social factor. We don't give women the chance to lead people. That feminist type of leadership. Hardly do you see women being leading people in our country. And this slide is talking specifically to Ghana. So we are going to push all our judgments to our country that we have over here. The next disadvantage is poverty exclusion. Poverty exclusion as a systemic disadvantage for women. When we say poverty exclusion, it refers to the specific challenges women face in relation to poverty. This means women are more likely to experience poverty due to factors such as discrimination in workplaces, limited access to education. If I'm not being employed, if there's this kind of discrimination at workplace that we employ only men and we hardly employ women, how do I get money? How do I earn for myself? That is where you begin to rely on people, and we survive with the little amount they give us. So if you go through the realities of women, it will tell you that most of the people in the world who are poor are women. And we see the third point, 2/3 of children denied primary education is girls. 75% of our world's 876 million illiterate adults are women. Every extra year, a girl spends at school could reduce child mortality by 10%. These are certain things that lead to poverty exclusion because we are not being led, or we don't have that access to be employed, and we don't have a lot of funds to cater for ourselves. So we rely on the little amount that people give to us, and that could lead to poverty. The third disadvantage is ethnic discrimination. Ethnic discrimination is the unfair treatment that women face based on their ethnic background. They may experience a lot of things like when you go to some of the Islamic countries, women are not even allowed to drive. So if maybe the only skill you have in your life is driving, and you could be employed as a company driver, you wouldn't be allowed to drive since you are what? You are a woman. Ethnic discrimination. women are not being allowed in some of the countries to hold certain positions. Like everything that a woman can do, they are being discriminated because we see them as women, and men have to dominate. Men have to have all these powers, and there shouldn't be a transfer or the limitation of power to dissemination of power to women, but it should only be focused on men. Another thing that I'm going to talk about, I will be touching on the most important points. All of these are important points, but I'm touching on the most important points. Yeah, the another one that I'm going to talk about is the economic as a systemic disadvantage for women. When we say the economic as a systemic advantage for women, it means women may experience lower wages, unemployment, barrier to education advancement compared to men. I also use the $20,000 as an example. Lower wages. We are giving them small amount of money. We try to cheat. We try to cheat them. We pay them with less amount of money, irrespective of the kind of work they are doing. But we pay men with high amounts of money, but women, we don't give them a lot, the money that they deserve. Unemployment. Men are mostly not employed, irrespective of the skills that they have. They are mostly not employed. If someone is going to employ you, the person has to have an affair with you. All those kind of, excuse my language, bullshit things are also there. Another systemic disadvantage for women is political. Political. What do I mean by political? Political challenges in assessing political power, representation, and decision-making roles in politics. Ghana, for instance, if you go to their parliament, how many parliamentarians do you see as women? We see most of the majority of them, about 90% of them are men. Hardly do we see women becoming. I don't know. There hasn't been any woman as the president of Ghana before. Since the 1951 election to date, there hasn't been any woman. When you look at the countries, the number of countries that we have in the world, you could say that 80% of the country presidents are men. Women are not presidents over there. And this is what we call as a disadvantage. Sometimes the women have the credibilities and other stuff, but they are not being given the opportunity to become representatives. We move on. We move on by understanding inclusive development. When we say inclusive development, what does it mean? Inclusive development is committed to the equality of all people. What do I mean by that? It is the holistic approach to development that aims to ensure that all individuals, regardless of their background or circumstances, can fully participate in and benefit from the process of development. All individuals, irrespective of your background or circumstances, irrespective of your sex, I mean male, female, not the other way around. Whatever. Yes, irrespective of your sex or your circumstance or background, you should what? You should fully participate and benefit from the process of development. That is all about inclusive development. So when you are being told that, what is the definition for inclusive development? Or inclusive development would be defined as A, B, C, da, da, da. When you are trying to get the correct answer, it is the holistic approach to development that aims that it ensures that all individuals, we are all equal. That is all about that. All individuals, regardless, we fully enjoy, we all enjoy the same opportunities and everything. There are two pillars of inclusive development. Two giant pillars of inclusive development. The first one is participation. Or we say participation. It is the full involvement of people which affects their lives, regardless of gender, race, age, class, or social disabilities. Should allow everyone to participate in everything. If you're a woman, you could participate in politics. If you're a man, you can also participate in politics. Whatever a man can do, a woman can do. Whatever a woman can do, a man can do. Not, but don't go and do the homosexual part and those kind of things. You are talking about something that brings development. Yeah, they don't bring development. Don't say that a woman can do this. I don't want to mention them, but yeah, not what I mean. Please don't get me wrong. But a woman should be involved in whatever that brings development. Yes. The second pillar is empowerment, achieved by the people themselves through their own efforts. That's the power to empower with, empower within. Yes. We are the people we are the ones doing everything. We are the one making our developmental policies. We are the one making our own decisions, and we are the one achieving everything. We are not going to bring foreigners. We, the people in the country, we are the ones doing everything. Yes, that's the whole thing about the two pillars. So the first one, the participation, refers to the involvement. And when we involve, we achieve them by ourselves. That is the whole thing about the inclusive development and its two pillars. Next subtopic, women empowerment includes the ability of women to have, when we say women empowerment, okay, right now, giving you the feminist leadership, women empowerment. What are some of the things that has to make us know that, yes, this is women empowerment? What are some of the things that has to make us know that this is women empowerment? And we are saying that if there is women empowerment, then women have the ability to what? Make decision power on their own. They have the ability to say that, no, I won't do this. Yes, I'm doing this. They have to have that ability to do those kind of things. If women are being forced to do certain things, they don't have power. There's no women empowerment. But if they have the ability to decide, to induce obedience, power is the ability to induce obedience. They have the ability to take and make certain decisions on their own. Then we can say they have that empowerment. 2, access to information and resources for taking proper decisions. You shouldn't deny them of certain things. Maybe if a woman is going for a job interview and she knows that this is what it entails. If there are other things that the woman has to know, let the person know. You shouldn't try to hide certain things from. If the person is supposed to come to work at 6, let the person know the person is coming to work at 6. If the person is supposed to have these requirements, like if you want to be, if you want to be an SRC executive, your GPR should be 3.0 and above. So you have to let women know that, yes, it is 3.0 and above, then you come. You shouldn't tell the person, yes, you're a woman, you can be a general secretary, you can be an SRC president, so blah, blah, blah. Then you don't give the woman the necessary information, the detailed information that the person has to know. Then later on, if the person gets to the top, then we just wash the person or wipe the person out of the system. No, let the person know that these are the information, these are the detailed information and requirements that you are supposed to know. Are you interested or not? Then the person make decision on its own. The third one is a range of options and choices. Yes, this is self-explanation. They have to have several options and choices that they are supposed to make. There are a lot. The ability to learn skills, self-explanatory, and increasing one's positive self-image and overcoming stigma. Yeah, these ones too are self-explanatory. Another key subtopic that we have to look at is the facilitating factors for women empowerment. The kind of facilitating factors. By this, someone is thinking, What are facilitating factors? When we say facilitating factors, it refers to the conditions or elements that contribute to the empowerment of women. These factors create environments that support and enable women to what? To realize their full potential and participate actually in various spheres of life. I take it again. Facilitating factors of women empowerment refers to the conditions or elements that contribute to the empowerment of women. These factors create an environment that supports and enable women to realize their full potential and participate actively in various spheres of life. Yes, these are some of the things what are some of the things that are going to support women empowerment? What are some of the things that are going to make sure that there is women empowerment in the country, that are going to create a supportive environment, that are going to help trigger and implement the policy, or should I say the vision of women empowerment? And the first one is affirmative action law or policies. Affirmative action law or policies. When we say affirmative action law or policies, they are policies implemented to address historical and systemic discriminations and promote equal opportunities for marginalized groups such as women. So their own is to address some of the historical and systemic equal discrimination, some of the historical and systemic discriminations. We could also talk about, we can talk about women discrimination in job opportunities and those kind of things. These are some of the things that we could also talk about, that there are certain things that the affirmative action law policy addresses. They address these kind of things to make us know that there should be women empowerment, in the sense that there is a lot of discrimination whereby women are not being employed, but men are being employed, irrespective of the skills that they have. So I continue. These factors, the affirmative action law policy aims to increase representation and participation of underrepresented ground in areas such as education, employment, and public office. Yes. So it equalizes gender equality, in the sense that is going to address the effect, the negative impact of discrimination of women. If women are not being employed, if women don't have access to education, what are some of the negative feedbacks and all those kind of things? That is what it is going to do. The next point is existence of women organizations. These organizations are dedicated to advance the rights and interests of women, providing a platform for collective actions and advocating for gender equality. Yes, that's why we have the women empowerment and those kind of things. That's why we also have these radio stations, Mama Ife, Antenna. They are some agencies that are helping to empower, foster women empowerment. They create platforms for women to also express themselves. If someone is tarnishing your image, you could send it there. If someone is abusing your rights, you could send it there, so that we give you the necessary rights that you deserve. That's also the availability of support systems. I think this one is self-explanatory. It aligns itself to the second point. Availability of funds. If you want to have women empowerment, you have to have funds. Like creating these agencies, you need money to establish yourself. Yes. So that one too is also there. Then the feminist leadership. That involves leadership. It involves a leadership approach that challenges traditional power dynamics and seeks to create a more equitable and inclusive society. Yes, whereby women are being included in decision making and in political portfolios and other things. Networking, favorable media coverage, favorable policy climate. These are some of the facilitating factors for women empowerment. Certain things that support women empowerment. Another subtopic is gender mainstreaming. Gender mainstreaming. When we say gender mainstreaming, let me calm down. It is the strategy to ensure gender equality. That's all. So if you go to the examination center, then you are being asked the strategy to ensure women equality, gender equality is that's gender mainstream. The strategy. It is an approach to governance that makes men and women concerned and experiences an integral part of the design, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of policies in all sectors of the society. It is a strategy to promote a strategic gender needs. Gender mainstreaming is that pragmatic effort to eliminate gender-based discrimination and adopt measures to promote gender equality at all stages of policymaking. That is all about gender mainstreaming. Ensure gender equality. No one, you can't say you're a man, so you have the power over this one. You can't say you're a woman, so you have the power over this. You are all equal. Everyone will also be admitted to. That's the whole thing. Let me share this slide. That is all about gender mainstream. We also have equality and equity. What is equality and equity? I think they are all self-explanatory. Equality is an ideal value when the principle of equality is applied to unequal inequality usually increases. Gender equality is a goal. Equity is an operational principle. This one is self-explanatory. I don't have to worry myself. Equity requires making special provisions for the powerless. Yes, we want everything to be equal. So how do we make things equal? We are making special provisions for the powerless. That is whereby we send them, they have access to education, they have platforms that they can also express themselves. So yeah, these are some of the provisions that we make to do what? To support the powerless. Practicing gender equity is essential to achieve gender equality. It's also self-explanatory. So there are further explanations here. Gender equality. Absence of discrimination based on a person's sex in opportunities and the allocation of resources or benefits or in access to services. That is gender equality. There's no discrimination. Whatever, everyone enjoys the same thing. I think I've been talking about this one for a couple of times now. Everyone is enjoying the same rights. Everyone is enjoying the same opportunities, irrespective of whoever you are. Gender equity. That is when we establish fairness and justice in distribution of benefits and responsibilities between women and men. There should be fairness. If you bring something up, if there's a problem, if there's a distribution, like let's say a classical example is if you are developing our country, all the regions have to receive things equally. There should be first class rules at every place. There shouldn't be first class rules at maybe Greater Accra or where the Ashanti region, then you leave the Volta region, then the Northern region and the other regions. You should also develop every place to make it a developed state. So if you want to have gender equity, you have to provide fairness. If everyone is getting 2 cities, everyone is getting 2 cities. If everyone is getting 1 city, everyone is getting 1 city. Don't say I'm the eldest, so I'm taking 80% and the rest will share the 20%. No, that is not how it is. So gender mainstream is a strategy. It is a strategy not only for attaining gender equality, but for sustainable development of society as a whole. As I brought the first class rules as an example. Yes, so when you are doing these things, you are not just facing gender equality. But when all of us are working together, when all of us are having the same opportunities, it provides sustainable development because we are all meeting the needs and we are all working harder to achieve the goals and ambitions that we have in mind. Yes. So what are some of the requirements of gender mainstreaming? Hey, really tight. What are some of the requirements of gender mainstreaming? I think point one and point two are the same. Awareness of participants and sensitize. Hey. Hey, the video don't cast. I don't go pause. No one is perfect. You know that me now. I'm wondering that sensitization of participants. So awareness of participants. Please don't use me as a funny video. I'm saying it. If I see this thing outside, I will see the person. Sensitization of participants and awareness of participants. They are all the same. How are they the same? Yeah, the same in the sense that they both involve um, ensuring that individuals involved in the process have a deep understanding about gender issues, inequalities, and the importance of promoting gender equality. So you have to have a deep understanding that if there is no gender equality, what are some of the negative effects? What will discrimination lead to? What will women empowerment lead to? That wouldn't be a negative effect. But when we are all working together, what are some of the benefits that we are going to get? And what are some of the disadvantages that we are going to meet if there is no balance in whatever, the gender distribution and those kind of things. So that is all about that. You have to have the requirements. You have to know these kind of things. And gender awareness of participants and sensitization of participants. Sensitization of participants. They are both requirements for gender mainstreaming. Enhancement of decision-making power of participants is self-explanatory. Access to and control of the participants on the developmental activities, supportive environment, creating a supportive environment, having a harmonious atmosphere to support is gender equality and gender mainstreaming also serve as a requirement for gender mainstreaming. So after saying all these things, how do we explain women in development? So when we say women in development, we would therefore mean the manifestation of redistribution of power that challenges what did you say this word was? PATR, patriarchal ideology and male dominance. Yes, the manifestation of distribution of power that challenges patriarchal ideology and male dominance. That is women in development. Male dominance in the sense that only male dominates, only male handle these positions, only male are ruling. But if women are being involved, if women also have these same opportunities, it challenges such those powers. That is all about that. The process aimed at changing the nature and direction of systematic forces which marginalize women and other disadvantaged sections in a given context. Possible areas of involvement. Which areas can women be involved? I think every area, decision making, finance in the home, finance in the home, finance in the home, finance in the home. Women can do that. A woman can put money on the table. My husband, today, I'm the one providing for the house. Let's eat. That's so love. I love this slide, especially this like, finance the home. My brother, please, your girlfriend can also provide for you. This was your girlfriend can send you out, can take you on a date. If I don't take you, I'll change the destiny. I'll change. I'll change the essence of this particular session. But let me say it once and for all. Your girlfriend can send you to Kimpiski, Moving Pay, Gallery Apartment, Signature, eh? The girlfriend can send you there. It is not a necessity that, yes, you are the one going to pay. Who pays on the first date? No, the idea was to go on a date, whoever pays pays. So that's gender equality. Everyone can pay. Yes, so financing, education of children, family planning. Women can also share ideas. The woman and the man and the woman, they come together, share ideas to make this decision. Contribution to health of children, feeding of family, community discussion, that's agriculture, waste and water and sanitation, nationality. These are all certain things that women can also what's be involved in. So what are some factors obstructing women involvement? What are some of the things challenging women involvement, preventing women involvement? Lack of formal education. At the introductory part of this recording, I was talking about most of the illiterate adults being women. Women are not being sent to school. So these are some of the things that what dealing with obstruct women involvement, because if you want to be involved in something, you have to have education, you have to have the knowledge and skills about it. But in the case that you were not being sent to school, you don't have anything, you are an illiterate, you are anti-boy, anti-shade, so you can't bring anything on board. You can't bring anything to the table. But if you are fortunate, if a girl is fortunate, like the ladies listening to this particular recording, that you've been brought to the university, you've been sent to school to have education, you could be involved in decision making and other things that men also do. Point two, limited involvement in community actions and decisions and discussions. Yes, sometimes these community discussions, how we develop the community, when you go to this meeting, you hardly see women over there. A classical example, when you look at the Athenian societies, I'm taking you to POLI 1-1, is it 1-1 or 1-1-2? Yes, democracy, where democracy originated from the Athenian society. The General Assembly was made of only adult male. Women were not there. So sometimes, even if a woman, you have a policy or an initiative that will really develop the community, you are not there. Unless you channel it to your husband, your husband brings it on board. But that shouldn't be the case. If you do that, you are making the men more dominant, and women are being kept indoors. Like they are not being respected as people who can contribute to what to community development or the country as a whole. Poverty. Women are not being employed, so they don't have money for themselves to cater for themselves. They they what they rely on men, the little amounts that they are being given, and that leads to poverty. So therefore, they cannot be involved because you don't have enough funds to establish yourself, to establish these agencies and other things. Heavy domestic workload. Hey, one woman, the food that you are cooking at the house is like you are doing a chop bar. No one is buying washing machine for you. The clothes that you wash, the whole week, every clothes that everyone put on, you are the one washing. One woman, you are cooking, you are washing, you are cleaning the house. It's like you are doing almost everything. Then in the night, you come and do things. Look at this workload. The girl will be tired. It's like you're under a slave trade, but it shouldn't be that way. Sometimes, if the woman is washing the man, you go and sit beside the woman, then you be washing. Then you pick the shirts, you pick the brassiere, you pick the pants, you to be washing stuff. The woman to be washing the boxes, then you be talking, you be singing, hallelujah. It's nice. These are certain things that we shouldn't put all the work on the women. A man can also mob and tidy the house, oh, Mr. Gentleman. P, Evander, Sika, Michael, you can tidy the house. You shouldn't get to the house and remove your shirt, you throw away, you think it's the work of the woman to come and pick them, wash them, and iron them for you. No, it shouldn't be work load on the women and other things. So inequality, national laws, these are all childcare responsibilities. A month you can care for the children, you can feed the kids. You can wipe them. That one there. You can do it, but don't do it much. Or else you will not be respected and other things. But the slice is saying that to do it, so let's do it like that. So I think with this the end of today's session. Yes. So if you have any questions, you put it at the comment section. Then also engage. I have to finish this one real quick. Then come and do climate change and sustainable development so that we can also prepare. Please enjoy yourself. I hope this recording session help us all and kindly have a positive mindset that you are all going to pass and pass very well. Don't think people are going to pass and you are going to fail. Don't forget your student ID card. You should be at the various venue on time and other things. Enjoy yourself. The name remains Nana Bafo Ewa Joseph Ejapon. Thank you so much for listening to this recording. Another session will be posted very, very, very soon.